good morning. Today we would like to present Factories and Machinery Act 1967, Hierarchy of Control. Before we go further, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nur Syafati binti Saleh.
And my name is Nurul Nazar Zulaika binti Abu Bakar Sani.
My name is Syafiana Molin Masta.
My name is Safa Izzati binti Fadri.
My name is Nurul Hazika binti Azman.
And lastly, my name is Nurul binti Mashid.
So this is a pyramid of control hierarchy. The highest one is the elimination. Here elimination is which the process we eliminate the material or the machine that have hazard and we replace the hazard to the new product. First example in elimination is if the process is using electrical system machine and the hazard itself is an electrical machine. So the special technical feature of the control is we eliminate the electrical machine and we substitute it using the pneumatic and or hydraulic system machine instead of using the electrical system machine. So the reason why we use pneumatic or hydraulic machine is which the system is much safer than the electrical, which the wire electric may cause short circuit or fire to the factory machine. Okay, next the illumination is the flat wooden chair. Process is one person sitting on the flat wooden chair. The hazard itself is the flat wooden chair. The identify special technical feature of the control is apply comfortable cushion or handrest to the flat wooden chair. So the reason why we add cushion and add handrest to the chair is to reduce the person to experience the back pain and make the chair suitable for ergonomic features for the chair.
Okay, second stage in the control hierarchy, which is the substitution. Substitution means that you replace a hazard with something less hazardous. The first substitution, which is the presence of broken chair in office. The process involved is when someone uses the broken chair to lean on, there could be imbalance between their bodies. So, the hazard used in this situation is the broken chair. To identify the special technique, we have to replace the chair with a new one, which is the most balanced and resistant. That is the main function, and how does it work on reducing the hazard? So we use the new chair, which is more safer compared to the use of a broken chair. So this process will reduce the possibility for the workers to fall from a chair or a back pain. Second substitution is using the asbestos and the solvent-based paint to painting. So what is the process? The process is use the solvent-based paint containing asbestos additive. So the hazard is the asbestos and the solvent-based paint. So identify the special technical features of the control. The asbestos can be substituted with the non-asbestos materials, and a water-based paint can be used instead of a solvent-based paint. Then how to identify the main function and how does it work to reduce the hazard? So non-asbestos paint is used to reduce the trapping of the microscopic fiber in the body, as well as to reduce the potential of causing disease. Whereas the water-based paint causes less discomfort and airway irritation than the earlier solvent-based paint.
I want to explain about engineering controls. Engineering controls is divided into 4 types, which is in-process control, enclosure, isolation, and ventilation. Process control is a changing way of job activity which is performed to reduce any risk. I'm going to explain about engineering controls. Engineering controls is divided into 4 types, which is in-process control, enclosure, isolation, and ventilation. Process control is a changing way of job activity which is performed to reduce any risk. So the first one is spray painting process. The hazard is spraying, and the technical features is uses of dip painting, uses of airless spray painting method. The main function of control and how does it work is by using a dip painting and airless spray method, able to prevent any toxicity of paint to be released to the air that may affect to eye or breathing problems. Next one is the enclosure. Enclosure and isolation is targeted at keeping the chemical in and researcher out. So what is the hazard process? The process is grinding of raw product by using grinding miller. The hazard is a grinding miller machine. The special technical feature is apply guarded belt around the roller of the miller. The function is to protect worker from being exposed to the rolling belt. Next one is isolation. The process occur is a laboratory drying process. The hazard is a spray dryer itself. The special technical features that can control is move the spray dryer to one specific room only for spray drying process. This functions to avoid releasing of chemical gaseous release throughout the laboratory building that might affect a lot of people and avoid unpleasant odor and noise. Last one is the ventilation. Ventilation is localized exhaust system. The ventilations that is used to eliminate is spray dryer. The special technical features is implementation of proper ventilation with filter in the isolated lab room. The function is, since spray dryer release hot gaseous air and other gas emissions during heating, proper ventilation will process the emission by filtering any chemical release before release to the outside air.
The fourth control hierarchy is administration control. The first element is work practice. The process or hazard involved is a lifting injury. And the technical feature of the control is developing or implementing safe work procedure or standard operating procedure. And the main function of the control is the use of these appropriate tools or safe work procedure can avoid some muscle displacement. Second is training and supervision. The hazard involved is as shown in the picture, the flammable materials being exposed from fumes that come from welding. The special technical features of the control is training and education of employees about the operating procedure. And the main function of the control for reducing this hazard is help to minimize the risk of exposure and is critical element of any complete workplace health and safety program. The third element is good housekeeping. The hazard involved is a slip or fall on the floor of an oily or slippery facility. The technical feature of the control is putting the sign of board with cautions, as shown in the picture. And the main function of this control is worker can take precautions over the situation so that slipping and injury can be avoided. And then the fourth element is emergency preparedness. The hazard involved is fire in workplace. The technical feature of the control is conducting the employee orientation and training program. The main function of the control is make sure the necessary equipment and supplies are readily available and employees know what to do if something unplanned happens. And lastly, sanitary and facilities. The hazard involved the precipitation of the steam caused by chemical allergies. And the technical feature of this hazard is washing hand after handling material and before eating, drinking, or smoking. The main function of this control is to reduce the amount of dangerous material absorbed, ingested, or inhaled by the workers.
Need to prepare a complete PPE for the workers. First, the example of PPE is respirators. The example of situation is firefighter extinguish a hazardous fire from a burning building. The hazard involved in this situation is the fire itself and the thick smoke from the fire. The special technical feature of this control is the use of self-contained breathing apparatus, which can supply their own respirable air that offer highest level of protection. How does it work? In reducing the protections of the hazard is to reduce the exposure to the dangerous inhaled substances, in this case, the smoke itself. Right. Next is protective clothing. The example of the situation is working with incidents involving radioactive material. The hazard involved is exposure to radiation. The special technical features of the control is wearing full protective clothing for nuclear protection made up of DuPont tie-back. This PPE can minimize the penetrations of radioactive material, thus preventing the dust particle or the liquid from contaminating the skin and undergarments. Next is glove. Glove is very important. In this situation, the solution is chemical splashing from corrosive substance, hot liquid, solvents, or other hazardous solution. The hazard in this situation is the chemicals. The special features of the control is the use of nitrile gloves. Nitrile gloves made of copolymer. They stand up to heavy use even after prolonged exposure to substances that cause gloves to deteriorate. How does it work is they avoid from the skin irritation and injuries.
Okay, next PPE is face shield. So from this situation, the radiant energy from the welding, harmful rays from the use of lasers or other radiant lights from welding work. So the hazard obviously is the spark, splash and flying objects. So the special technical features of the control is by using the face shield, which is constructed of vulcanized fiber or fiberglass and fitted with a filtered lens. So the main functions of the control and how does it work is by protect both eyes and face from flying sparks and slag chips produced during welding. Okay, then we go for the next PPE is eye protection. So from the picture given, the situation is the worker doing cutting branches job. So the objects swinging into the eyes as tree limbs, chains, tools or rope. So the hazard from this situation is the tree limbs itself, chains, tools or rope. So the special technical features of the control, the workers must wear goggles while doing the job. Goggles are tight-fitting eye protection that completely cover the eyes, eye socket and facial area immediately. So the main functions of the control and how does it work is by providing the protections from impact and dust that lead to eye injuries. Okay, then we go to ear or hearing protection. The situation shows the workers drilling concrete with compressor on the street. So the hazard is noise from the compressor. Then the special technical features of the control is the worker must use earplug when dealing with the jobs. The noise from the compressor can cause hearing damage. So the air plug will fit directly in the ear canal. The main functions of the control and it will work by providing the protection to the ear by reducing the noise exposure level and the risk of the hearing loss. And lastly is footwear PPE. This picture shows that construction workers doing heavy work such as lifting heavy objects such as barrel or tools. So their head might roll onto or fall onto the feet. Then the special technical features of the control is wearing safety boots, have impact to resistant toes, and heat and resistant soles that can protect the feet. Last but not least, the main functions of the control and how does it work is by providing the foot and leg protections from any injuries. So that's all. Thank you.